Welcome to Coaching Uncut, a special series on the Unstoppable Woman podcast, where I take you behind the scenes and give you a peek into the private coaching I do with my clients. All of these coaching calls have been recorded with the permission from my clients who have generously allowed me to share these with you as a way of helping more people in this world. They give you access to master level coaching and the opportunity to learn the lessons that they're learning right along with them. Please keep in mind that these recordings are not studio productions and the audio quality may be less than ideal, but the content will take you far and help you become unstoppable. With that, listen in and learn. In this episode of Coaching Uncut, we are diving into imposter syndrome, visibility, stepping into bigger roles, and how to discern the difference between just being agreeable and doing people pleasing, saying yes when you mean no, and the resistance that comes up when you've actually said yes to something that is a bigger step and scares the pants off of you. How do you step forward in personal responsibility, self-ownership, and with the courage to go forward and be unstoppable? Enjoy the episode.
Hello there. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
How are you?
I am doing well. So today I was thinking, I don't know if you have something special on your mind, but I was thinking today about how I managed to undermine my confidence, over the course of, we'll say decades by agreeing to do things so that, so that I can prove myself or so that I can be friends with people or, just to be, just sort of to be agreeable. It's like there's a deeper need there that I think is being served with me by saying yes to pretty much everything. Kind of want to get that in that mode. But then what happens, of course, is like nobody could possibly do all the stuff that I've said yes to. So then it becomes like, okay, well, it just wasn't really, I just didn't think it out. I mean, I just sort of reflexively, say yes. And this is like an old pattern. And it's just, I can't, first of all, once I saw it, I was like, oh, that's interesting. So that's part of the old pattern. Don't have to do that anymore. And then I thought, well, this is probably what it means to be mindful of taking on new things. And then it just kind of got lost after that. I didn't really just know what to replace it with once I figured out what it was, because I still feel that tug every so often just to say yes to either go with the flow or, not stand up or stand in or appear. It doesn't happen so often, but now that I've sort of shown a flashlight on it, I'm like, oh crap, first of all, it's still there, in some way. So I don't know. I think I'm being very clear,
you're being very clear, but let's work with a specific example so that we're not talking in hypotheticals. Hypotheticals keeps it very general. Specifics allow us to really get in there and work with the concrete shifts that need to happen. So tell me the last time, obviously something came up yesterday or the day before. Tell me what it was that you found yourself saying yes to please someone else out of a habitual pattern.
Well, actually, the reason it came up is because I was listening to a podcast and I heard somebody else talking about it, and I was like, I just recognized it. So it wasn't something that I actually experienced, but it really dropped it in for me that I had done that so many times in the past. Like, so for example, and something that's coming up now is a pretty good example. So like, I volunteered to be, I was asked, right, to be a trustee for, and I was like, yeah, of course, yes, obviously, but I didn't even ask, like, what's the commitment? And now, and it wasn't a big deal because it wasn't, it's not like I had a whole lot of things to do anyway, but now it's kind of a huge commitment, and I have a really big commitment coming up because, for example, I'm on the ladder now. So I'm on the board of trustees. I'm an officer. So I'm the vice president, and in 2 years I'm going to be the president. And this is like a pretty big organization, and it's like what brings it up now is that like tomorrow I have a board meeting. As I climb up the ladder, I'm going to get more responsibility and more responsibility and more responsibility, which is good. But like the genesis of that was like me just like knee jerk saying, yes, of course, why not?
So let's pause right there. Is this a position that you actually want? Regardless of whether you said yes initially, it was impulsive, all of that. Like when you step back from the process of stepping into it, from your position right now, is this a position that you actually want?
I'm scared of doing it now. It has all kinds of implications for me. Do I want to do it now? Yeah, I think so. But there's going to be that moment when I'm going to be like the president. Like, what does the president even do? I've started asking the questions now. Like, what does the president even do? Like, what are you responsible for? What does it mean? Because it's like you're the liaison between all the lawyers and all the judges in the county.
So pause right there. This is really helpful for you to see how you're not clearly in your yes or clearly in your no. And part of it is you don't know what you just got yourself into. Okay?
Right. Yes.
Okay. Now,
right.
sometimes we're just called forward and we're like, yes, I don't know where this is going, but this is the right, I feel like excited about this and I can see possibilities and I'm just going to go for it. But here's a situation where you have to step back and say, is this what I want to do? Do I love this? Is this my path? Because the world's our oyster. There's going to be lots of options in front of us. And some things are great and some things are great for someone else, but not great for us. It doesn't make them wrong. So is this, just feel into this particular situation, because I don't want you to make yourself wrong for saying yes if this is a yes for you, but you just need to understand the situation. And I don't want you to stay in a yes if this is actually a no for you because you didn't have all the information. You actually have changed the direction that you want to go in. It doesn't light you up. Okay? So I'm going to pause now and let you speak to that.
So I can see like the world was a whole lot different when I said yes. This is like a years ago sort of decision. I'm vice president now. Last year I was treasurer. Last year I was a different kind of treasurer. The year before that I was a secretary. The year before that I was, it's like an ongoing, it's like a creeping thing. So the decision, set aside the moment when I made the decision, I thought, well, someday I'm really going to need to do this because this is going to be about self-promotion for me and my firm. So now that I'm creeping up on it, I'm looking at it differently, and I think I think I need to get to my yes, because I think that I would say like because I'm feeling like a trepidation about it, there's something in there that I need to move through. I feel like so like
what's the trepidation?
Like, oh my God, I'm going to be like I've been flying under the radar for so long. I have imposter syndrome. Like, yeah, I'm on the board, but I don't know why they want me on the board. This seems, it seems silly. Maybe it's because I washed behind my ears that day or something, or I'm fooling everybody, right? So now it's like the shit is getting ready to hit the fan, because pretty soon I'm going to be in a very visible position. And I think that is what it is that I'm not happy about it. And it's like one of those Eleanor Roosevelt moments where you're just like, well, if that's what it is that you're afraid of, you have to lean into that. I don't have to, but that's an opportunity to step into that and lean into that.
Okay, so let's pause right there. Great recognition. Great recognition. So this is not an issue of I said yes to please someone else.
Initially,
you see that?
It was kind of both. It was kind of both because. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, you might be right, because it's when I got asked, my response was, well, this will be great for my firm someday.
Correct.
And
okay.
Someday is coming.
Yeah. Okay. So this is not a question. This is not an issue. I mean, it might be an issue of you not owning that. Okay. Mm-hmm. Taking ownership of your decisions.
Right.
And oh my God, now I'm stepping into more visibility. Someone else made me do it, right? That's kind of a little bit of the underbelly here. But fundamentally, you chose this. So this is not a situation of you saying, you know, I'm doing this just to please someone else and I'm putting my life on hold and, you know, blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the question is, you know, you can re-choose right now. I would want to do a little bit of thinking of whether this was fear of visibility and all that stuff that you just brought up, in which case, you know, move forward, stick with it. It's fine. Okay. But I would also ask you, like, if this is a dread, like if you feel like the handcuffs are on and you're miserable with this, it's not just trepidation of imposter syndrome, which you just have to move through, right? I mean, there's no other way, okay?
Right.
You know, you get the confidence to do the thing once you do the thing, okay? Like, that's part of the process. You have the credibility to do the thing once you do the thing, right? But you don't have it before that. And you just have to move through it. So if it's just imposter syndrome, then you need to, you know, stay the course, right? Don't let yourself freak out and figure out how you're gonna move forward. That said, if it's not imposter syndrome and you're like, why the fuckity fuck did I say yes to this? You know, I have no desire to do this. And sometimes that's you know, hidden, right? There's let me say, sometimes imposter syndrome is hidden beneath that feeling state of why the fuck did I say yes to this? It's just covering your fear of visibility and stepping forward, and what if I fail? More people will see me and all of that. But so there's a nuanced experience here that you have to, only you will know, kind of thing. Okay. So with that, is there a recent, let's go back.
Yes, there is. Okay. I was just thinking about it. Okay. So did their live quarterly meeting and they sold a workshop, and I said yes to it's like a lead nurture workshop. It's going to be ridiculously important. I'm sure that when I get there, it's going to be great, but I don't feel good about how I made that decision. I was just like, okay, yes. All right, fine, yes. So, yeah, whatever, yes, okay, yes. But now I have, like, the consequences, of course, like, that's all day Sunday and all day Monday. Monday I'm not worried about. Sunday's supposed to be with my family. So when I came and brought that back to my family, then of course George was like, well, okay, is that all day? And I was like, oh, you're right. I didn't even think about the consequences of it. Yeah. But the way I said yes, I don't like that. It feels weird.
Okay, so can you articulate the way you said yes? What that actually was?
It was almost like falling into a hole. Like, oh God, okay, yes, I guess I have to do this. I guess it wasn't even. I guess there was that pleasing moment. There was that moment where I was like, well, my CEO is going to be stoked if I do this.
Okay.
There's a lot to it, but there was that little piece in there. I just want to dig that. I just want to try to dig that out.
So your assignment for tonight, okay, is to dig into that feeling and figure out, because this is super important. Desire is causative. Now, sometimes we have mentors, guides, teachers, CEOs that say, this is your next step, and we're resistant to it, okay? And we have to do it anyway because that is actually the next step. It's the proper next step for you. But there is also a place where we say yes to please someone else, and it's not the correct next step for us, okay? So you have to evaluate, and I think it's going to come through after you participate in this event, okay? Let me take a step back. The way to triangulate the feeling so that you can trust yourself in the moment is to have the experience. You said yes, you know what that feeling is, and then you have the experience of going through the event, and maybe it's freaking fabulous, okay? Then you know, oh, that's me being in resistance, and it was really good for me to say yes. Or you go through it, and it's sucky, and you're it wasn't the right thing. Maybe the teaching was good, but it wasn't the right thing for you right now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then you know that feeling means a no for you. Okay. Mm-hmm. And this is how you build trust in yourself and in your intuition. Okay.
Okay. Good.
So you're so welcome. Just to be clear, there's two parts to this process. One, get really clear about what that feeling was. It won't take you that long. Okay. That's like a 5-second thing. You know what that feeling is. Okay.
Yeah.
And then go through this experience on Sunday and Monday, and see what the outcome is. Okay. Okay.
Got it. Okay. Thank you. Will do.
You're so welcome. Okay. Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Hey there. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed that episode. If you're ready to take it to the next level and want to make your income breakthrough, then I am personally inviting you to join us at the Unstoppable Woman Income Breakthrough Summit. It is happening November 5th, 6th, and 7th. And I would love to have you there, especially if you're someone who is high achiever, but hitting a block. I want to show you how to master your marketing, master your mindset, and master scaling your business and growing it to the next level. This is a 3-day immersive event. I will be the only one teaching you, and you'll get me for 3 full days. This is the place that people make their breakthrough, and I would hate for you to miss it, and I would love for you to be there. So please check it out at joinamiralive.com, and I'll see you there.